All right, here we go. This is gonna be my first podcast, sort of podcast. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna record the audio. I'm gonna put it up to YouTube with a picture, with some pictures, the ones that I can use without getting like a cease and desist from cease and desist, without getting a cease and desist from Hasbro. I believe T-Formers has the lineup of these toys that got leaked. They don't have any more pictures, but if you're smart, you know when something shows up on the internet to save it. So I got the pictures, but I'm not gonna put them up. And so the way this is gonna work, because I love podcasting. I love podcast, and I'm gonna love podcasting. Hopefully, is I'll put up the audio with a picture on YouTube, and you can use an app called Peggo, PEGGO .apk. You could download that and use that to download the MP3 file from YouTube. If you're subscribed to me and you have the YouTube app, just open the YouTube app and scroll down. You know how it sees, how it says you can share it to Facebook or to Twitter. There should be a share option for Peggo. So when you do that, it'll automatically open the app with the video you wanna convert. It's a pretty good app. I'm currently using it to listen to episodes of Writer Club Radio, the old ones that are on the RSS feed. I use for my podcasting listening, I use a app called Podcast Addict. I used to use one I think Google had one, Google Listen. And then I used to use Stitcher, but Podcast Addict, even old podcasts, as long as the RSS feed is up with the file, you could download them. Anyways, that's how you should be listening to this. If not, just go on YouTube, and while you're browsing, keep the browser open with this video in it. Don't close it, and you can keep browsing and stuff. Now on with the show. So a few weeks ago was San Diego Comic-Con 2017, and the Power of the Primes was shown. What was officially shown to us by the old-looking John Warden, because work is stressful. What was officially shown to us was I guess 5 figures. There was Beachcomber, Starscream, Rodimus Prime, which I don't care that I have Hot Rod. I have like 3 Hot Rods there. One I'm going to try to customize into Point Blank. But another another Hot Rod that turns into Rodimus is going to be awesome. A $50 price point, not so awesome, but I don't know. It depends. Because a lot of times when these things get revealed and when you get them in hand, the difference is astronomical. Just ask anyone who's had a Triptychon break on them. So we got Rodimus, we got a new Starscream, which I like. He looks really buff. And let me see, we got Blackwing, and the other guy, Dreadwind, which can combine. They're retools of Combiner War figures. When Combiner Wars was coming out, it was the shiznit. I was like, oh my gosh, look, I got Superion, and I got a Menasor. Oh wow, look, I got Defensor, and I got Bruticus, which is a repaint of Brett. So it was like highs and low, and then they ended with Skyrain, which was a combiner that didn't exist, but it's still pretty cool. I like the Skylinks, and and the torso mode that he becomes. But I'm not too crazy about Dreadwind and Blackwing because they use air raid and skydives bodies. You can see they have combiner ports, so it's been bandied about on the internet that Starscream mode can become a combiner torso. So um, in the leaks that I'm gonna talk about, that's not mentioned, but it's a possibility. It might be like a Entertainment Earth exclusive or something like that. So when let me see, I guess I got them. Oh yeah, and Jazz who also has a combiner port if you look closely at his chest. So when these pictures were reviewed, I was like, just like 7 robots, that's it. And I posted on my Facebook page that hopefully, this was like the first day this was revealed, hopefully I was glad that we got Pretenders because I was looking forward to it. We already got Headmasters. We were working with and we got Combiners. Let me go further back. In Transformers lore in the 80s, you had just vehicle to robot. Then you came out with robots that turned to vehicles and combined with other robots to become a bigger robot. You got the Combiners. Then you got Headmasters. And then you got Target Masters, which it looks like they got skipped over. There have been Target Masters in the past, like the Cyclonus, Generation Cyclonus that came out, and Generation Scoop. But I'm not too crazy about Target Masters. I had Misfire when I was a kid and I didn't have the gun, but at least Misfire had a head. And then you get the Headmasters, which is a concept I like. I really wanted a Scorponok when I was a kid, living in the Dominican Republic. That was an impossibility. And then you get, after the Headmasters in the Transformers, you get the Pretenders, and then you get Micro Masters or Micro Changers, and it kind of started getting worse from there. You got the guys that didn't transform. I think they had like a shell or something. I know Jazz and Grimlock was one of them. I can't look it up, but you guys are probably yelling at your MP3 player, being like, "Oh, it's these guys." When I was living in the Dominican Republic, I saw in Spanish, I saw Master Force and a bit, not Victory, but for some reason for Master Force and Victory they used the Victory opening. I'm guessing it's because it's more exciting. If you look at the Master Force one, it's slow. So that doesn't get kids hyped, especially in the Dominican Republic. So they used the Victory. It's more action packed. You can watch the intros on YouTube. So I watched Master Force, and a lot of things they've made from Master Force and Titan's Return and the Combiner Wars. But I like that we're getting Skullgrin, who in Spanish his name was Bull, which is bull. We're getting what's his name? The other guy, the fish-looking guy, the aquatic guy, whose name in Spanish was Fish. And then you get the other guy, the guy with the bat wings for ears. His name was, wait for it, I'm sure you can guess. It's Bat. So it was Fish, Bull, y Bat. That means fish, bull, and bat. So it's pretty good that we're getting Master Force characters. I wish we would get the kids. I'm kind of rambling. Maybe I should cut this out. But I've always thought that if Hasbro wanted to appeal to the kid target, that their next cartoon or whatever they do, they should integrate the Headmaster Junior lore into the show. Robots and every show has kids in it, and every movie has humans in it. So I guess Hasbro had. I don't know if there's a show that's or anything that's all robots. Just the comics, just More Than Meets the Eye, which is now the Lost Light, and yeah, because Optimus Prime has the comic has humans in it, so it's just More Than Meets the Eye. One comic which is really good. It's kind of getting sucky now. I don't know what's going on with the writer, but kind of sucks. After the 50th issue, which took too long to resolve, the 50th issue of More Than Meets the Eye, it kind of it sucks. It sucks. I don't. Maybe it's because you wait month to month for a new comic. Maybe if I read the whole thing in one fell swoop, it would be great. Because the More Than Meets the Eye had an arc where it was Cybertron in the past with Chrome Dome and Prowl and the Orion Pax, which I didn't like. And I'm sure if I was reading it currently, I'd be like, get on with it. But the arc after that with Overlord and the arc after that with Ultra Magnus are pretty good. So, where was I ranting? The Headmaster Juniors is a concept that Hasbro should try and put back into the lore. They already make like role play stuff for kids. Why not just give them a Shunta Go costume, which would look cool. So we've been getting Master Force leaked into our Titans Returns bit by bit. I'm wondering if they'll ever touch Victory from the leaks. It doesn't look like it'll be anytime soon. So from the leaks, it doesn't look like it'll be anytime soon that we'll get Victory, but I would like a Star Saber and a Victory Leo. That's all I know of Victory. I'm gonna see if after I finish watching Headmasters and Master Force in Spanish again, I'll touch on Victory. It'll probably be in Japanese or the easiest way I can watch it. All right, so 13 minutes and let me see. So I was saying before I went into that rant that on my Facebook page I mentioned that I wish we would get fembots, pretenders, and animals, and boy was I right. Oh boy. It looks like the Power of the Primes is going to be a combination of Combiner Wars and Titans Return, which I think Titans Return was better than Combiner Wars. Combiner Wars had repaints galore. Oof. You see, Titans Return was awesome. As a kid, I never had a Headmaster. And it looks like Hasbro learned from their generation's brainstorm how to do a a Headmaster correctly. It still is kind of odd, like the way you're supposed to plug in the Titan Master into the body. I would like to consider the bodies transectors, as inanimate bodies that don't come alive until they get the Headmaster plugged in. The Titan Master. So they improved the concept from Brainstorm, who had a lot of problems with his neck breaking. So that's good. I got like 2 Brainstorms. One I bought at a Marshall's that he was broken, but since I couldn't find him, I decided let me try and fix him. And I believe I probably mentioned in my Brainstorm review on my YouTube channel that the whole screw thing with the head wasn't working out. All right, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about the leaks, what got leaked, and stuff. So one thing that I realized from looking at the stuff. All right, so when as I was saying, one of the things that I noticed from watching these pictures, from looking at these pictures, is that there's release dates for these things. I know that with the movie toys there would be release dates. It'd be like, hey, you can't release these until everybody else releases them. But it's pretty cool. Now I have a way to like keep an eye on the stores and not be kind of toy hunting forever like a dummy. But these release dates don't make sense for Titan's Returns, because right now I'm currently waiting for Wave 5, the Windblade wave, to be in stores. And I think that's going to be the final wave. TF Wiki has Slug Slinger as part of Wave 6, but everything else in the Titans Return line ends with Wave 5. Like Overlord is going to be Wave 5, Leader. You got Octane and Blitzwing as the last Voyagers. So the last wave is always the worst wave, like the RC and Chromia wave, which I had to get from Big Bad Toy Store. So the release dates here is Wave 1 is going to come out in December 1st this year, 2017. Wave 2 is April 1st, 2018, and Wave 3 is July 1st, 2018. Usually a wave is 4 or 5. I mean, usually a series is 4 or 5 waves long. Like right now, we're like I said, I'm waiting for Wave 5. So I don't think this is all of the Power the Prime toys we're gonna see. So for each thing, there's a little fiction. The deluxes, it says there's going to be 13 characters. I'm sure that's not including any repaints. This is probably 13 new characters. Because I'm looking at, I wrote down the waves. I have 4 waves of deluxes here. And maybe they're 13. And then each deluxe character coming out in the spring is gonna be a figure, and it's gonna come with prime armor. I don't think this is the same as the Prime Masters. It's probably something else. The Legends are 9 characters. The Prime Masters, it doesn't say how many characters here. Prime Masters come with a decoy suit. They transform into a spark. The Prime Master fits into the weapon, and their decoy suit turns into a weapon. The Voyagers come with armor accessories, just like the deluxes, and there's 5 characters. And then we get the Titan, which is Predaking. I'm sure he's gonna be about $200, like Devastator, but I didn't buy Devastator because I'm not that crazy about the Constructicons. There were also a few problems. The price and long haul was squat. A lot of people complained about that. Mixmaster as a leg was like, huh? Then you had problems with Scrapper breaking because he had to support the weight of the other Constructicons on his 2 arms and his like shovel. If you hear a baby, there's a baby crying outside. Go away, baby. Alright, baby's gone. I guess that worked. Oh, the baby came back. Alright. I'm gonna... Let me get rid of the baby. No, I'm not gonna get rid of the baby. I'm gonna wait till the baby stops crying, and I'm gonna record. So, I haven't even started. I'll go through the lines. First on the list is the Legends. Wave 1 is going to consist of Dinobot Slash, Wind Charger, which looks like a new mode, Scrapno. The picture, it looks like the old Scrapno from Generations, but I'm guessing if these guys are supposed to... Are the Legends supposed to interact with the Power Masters? The Prime Masters? I don't know. But it looks like the picture that's on this thing, it looks like a Generation Scrapno. And then you have Beachcomber, who we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, and is capable of holding a Prime Master inside. Wave 2, these waves, so wave 1 comes out December 1st of this year. The way I'm going to remember it in my mind is December equals Christmas. So December, first wave of Power of the Primes figures. Wave 2 comes out April 1st, April Fool's Day 2018. So we got Battle Slash, a new mode, Road Trap, another new mode. According to T-Formers, it looks like these guys are gonna be, they're duocons, and they form Battle Trap, Battle Slash, and Road Trap. So they combine together. The airplane lands on top of the tank, and then whoop, they become one robot. That's what duocons do. But the pictures I saw of these guys, each of them are separate robots. So it's not going to be like Overlord or Sky Shadow. And it looks like we're getting a repaint of Tailgate. I mean, a repaint of Wind Charger as Tailgate. And that's going to be the end of Wave 2. Wave 3, the last wave on this leak, is Cindersaur, new mode, and Outback. It looks like a repaint of Brawn. T-Former says that maybe we'll be getting a new head, but I doubt it. Moving on from the Legends, that's only 3 waves. Usually it's 4 to 5 waves, so that's only half of what we're gonna get. And wave 3 comes out July 1st, 2018. So that's the month of independence. So wave 1, Christmas. Wave 2, April Fools. Wave 3, Independence. Next up are the leader class figures. We already saw Rodimus Prime. We're getting a new Optimus Prime, which I think looks good. Optimus Prime gets a lot of figures, but most of his figures suck to me. Like what we got in Titans Return, Power Master Prime. I didn't like his chest. It was too ugly. What the Japanese got and what the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive box set got, I would have liked that more. But I don't like paying too high a price for something that I'm not really crazy about. So that Optimus Prime, the picture that's there looks good. It looks like his trailer is going to form around him, just like Rodimus Prime. Wave 2, it looks like we're going to get Optimus Prime again because he's so popular. And we're going to get a repaint of Rodimus in called Rodimus Unicronus. Basically, it's Rodimus Prime, but purple. I'm guessing he's going to look like the Shattered Glass Rodimus, or the Rodimus from the Lost Light comic books. And the final wave of leaders, I mean the third wave, it's probably not going to be the final wave. We get the fan vote winner, Optimus Primal, which I didn't vote for. I wanted Victory Saber. But the pictures that they used the picture of Masterpiece Optimus Primal and a picture of Optimal Optimus. So I like robot animals, but they have to look like robots. Like Wolfwire is awesome, but Rat Trap from Generations is not awesome. Neither is Rhinox. They look organic, but if they look like robots, like Mind Wipe or Skull Smasher, then that's good. So depending on what this Optimus Primal looks like, I might get him or not. We're going to move down to Voyager. Wave 1 Voyagers is Grimlock. It's a new mode, and Starscream. I've heard that the Dinobots, we're going to be getting them, are combiners, just like Starscream. We won't know until the toy comes out, but I really don't want them to combine. Grimlock looks awesome, but he doesn't need to be a combiner. Wave 2, April Fools, is going to get Hunger and Elita 1, which looks like a retool of Starscream. I'm guessing it's going to be the Elita 1 figure with a Starscream-esque jet attached to her back. That's what it looks like anyway. And Wave 3, we're going to get Inferno, which is a repaint of Combiner Wars Hotspot and a repack of Grimlock. So as you can see, as you can hear, getting Inferno, who is a repaint of Hotspot, he's a combiner. So it looks like the Voyager guys are going to combine with the Deluxe guys. With some of the Deluxe, maybe all of them. But I don't think they're going to be in teams. I think you can mix and match them just like with Combiner Wars. Hopefully it'll be cool. It won't be the boringness of the Combiner Wars. And the last thing I have before moving to the Deluxes are the Prime Masters. Wave 1, Christmas includes Micronus Prime and Cloudburst. Then you get Liege Maximo from IDW, and he comes with Skullgrin, which is Bull. And the last one of Wave 1 is Vector Prime and Metalhawk, which I like. Looking at the robot picture, Metalhawk is nice boxy robot. And there was a Micronus Prime in Transformers Robots in Disguise, I believe season 2, when the Optimus, who shouldn't have come back, comes back from the dead. Yay. Second wave is Alchemist Prime. He comes with Submarauder, which is fish. Then we get Alpha Trion and Landmine, which I like. Landmine is boxy like Metalhawk. Again, the Prime Masters turn into little components, like little matrices of leadership, and they go into the other figures. And the last wave that was leaked, Wave 3, we get Quintus Prime and Bludgeon, which I'm not a fan of Bludgeon. Then Megatronus and Bombburst, who is Bat. He's a bad bat. And the last one is Solus Prime, who's a girl, and Octo Punch. But Solus Prime is the little Prime Master, so I don't think they're gonna be able to doll her up or make her look feminine or anything. You'll probably not be able to know it's a woman. So that's it for the Prime Masters. Alright, so here we go with the Grand Poobah, the deluxes, which are the best. I'm a big fan of deluxes because of their size and their price point. And also stores like Walgreens and Rite Aid also carry deluxes. They don't carry, or I've never seen them carry, Voyagers or Legends or Titan Masters. But they always have deluxes. A little on the pricey side, but if you're looking for an old toy, Rite Aid is a place to go. You just go there and you'll probably find something from like 3 years still hanging on the pegs, and you're like, I don't have to go to eBay, I'm at Rite Aid. Walgreens is beating out Rite Aid, because before, in one of my videos, one of my guide to collecting videos, Rite Aid would give you 20% off the whole store if you had a Rite Aid card. They're not doing that anymore. They just stopped. It's not like they send you an email, we're not doing that, or the cashier says, yeah, we're not doing that. It's just like you look at your receipt, and if it has a yellow tag and it's like a sale where if you use the card you save, then you'll save, but there's not like automatically 25% off the store. Walgreens, on the other hand, their card thing is kind of dumb because you only get points on certain things, and after like probably years of shopping there, you get like $5 off something. I got a Titans Return Brainstorm like at the beginning of July for it was $18.99, $19.99, and I got $5 off. So look at the savings. Anyway, so Wave 1, which is coming out this year, Christmas, we get Dinobot Slug, cool, Triceratops. The picture in the leak is of an actual toy. It's not like a design or a placeholder. So the toy exists. It's not out yet. They'll probably, the Wave 1 of all these guys is probably going to show up at Hascon, hopefully. If they're smart, they'll do it at Hascon and not at New York Comic Con. Because if they want to generate press for their own convention, which is expensive, and if I decided to go there from here in New York, it's a 5-hour trip to Rhode Island. It can be done. I've gone to Boston to visit my brother using a thing called the Mega Bus, which is like $100 one way, so for 2 people. So if maybe not this year, maybe one year I'll be like, oh boy, I want to go to Hascon, and I'll go. But this is the first year. Let's see what happens. Hopefully all this stuff will be showed at all Wave 1 stuff will be at Hascon. So we get Dinobot Slug, which is Slag, the Triceratops. Dinobot Swoop, he's also a toy. He's a pterodactyl. Pterodon. We get Dreadwind, which was shown at San Diego Comic Con, and Jazz, Autobot Jazz. Wave 2, which comes out April Fools next year, we get Dinobot Snarl, the Stegosaurus. The picture in the leak, it looks like it's a drawing. I can't see it. I'm guessing it's from the cartoon, but maybe it's just like a colored design. We're gonna get Dinobot Sludge. He's an Apatosaurus formerly known as a Brontosaurus. He also looked like, the leak also looked like Snarl, where it was like a picture, like a drawing, not a picture of an actual toy. We're gonna get Blackwing, which we've seen at San Diego Comic Con. Ripper Snapper, which is pretty cool. Of all the Terracons, I like the Ripper Snapper the most. I don't. Well, him and Blot, they were weird, but they were easy to get. And Ripper Snapper kind of looked like a land shark. Land shark. There was a weird thing. It looks like him, Ripper Snapper, has 2 arms on one side from the picture that I was looking at. I don't know. I don't know how that works. The picture's so small and it was kind of blurry, but it was weird. And finally, in Wave 2, we're going to get Moonracer, which is Generation 1 female, Fembot. The placeholder was a cartoon image. It looked like they were taken from the TV show, but again, it could just be like a filled-in design drawing, because they had some color. Ripper Snapper was all white, so I'm thinking he's like a design schematic. Wave 3, we're going to get Cutthroat, even though when I was looking at the picture, it looked like it said Gutthroat, Gutthroat, Gutthroat. Maybe because of copyright, they can't use Cutthroat, but I'm going to go with Cutthroat. That's what T-Formers had. And he looks like a bird. I don't recognize this Terracon. In my mind, I'm thinking, I know Hunger and Ripper Snapper and Sinner Twin have like 2 heads. And there's Blot, who's blocky. There's Ripper Snapper, who looks like a shark. So that's 4. I guess I'll have to check. I'll have to go to TF Wiki and reminisce. So Wave 3, we're getting Cutthroat. We're also getting Blot. His picture, it looks like a design schematic. We're getting Sinner Twin, who, like Ripper Snapper, has 2 arms on one side. And then we're getting a repack of Jazz from Wave 1, inserted into Wave 3. Then we got Wave 4. We're getting Nova Star, aka Firestar. It looks like she looks like a retool Moonracer. Her vehicle mode looks the same as Moonracer, so that's how that's gonna work. I made a note here with Transformers. I believe John Warden mentioned somewhere on probably a New York Comic Con video, I mean a Toy Fair video, that each mode they design it to be used twice. So if you see a mode used only once, then that's a part where they lost money. But each mode 2 times. Combiner Wars, we had Swindle and Hound, we had Ironhide and Trailbreaker, and the other guy. So the more they could use the modes, the better. So Nova Star will be a remode, a repaint. Blackwing is going to be a repack from Wave 2. We're going to get Dinobot Slug, a repack from Wave 1. And the Ripper Snapper, a repack from Wave 2. So the only new one in Wave 4, which is going to be coming out... Wave 3 comes out Independence. Wave 4, I'm guessing Christmas again. So the only new one that we're going to get on Wave 4 is Nova Star. And if this is the last wave of the Power of the Primes deluxes, Nova Star is going to be hard to get. The last wave is always the worst wave to get. So that's it with the deluxes. The last thing we have on the plate is the Titan size, which is Predaking. The the copy for the figure says ultimate destruction with the matrix of leadership. He can hold the matrix of leadership and the enigma of combination from last year's Combiner Wars cartoon. There's 5 Voyagers. They're coming out in the fall. There's no year attached to it, but since Triptychon is out this year, he's probably going to be the Christmas guy. So Predaking's probably going to be Christmas next year, 2018. And I don't know about, I haven't picked up Triptychon. He's 150, just like Fort Max, but he doesn't make me excited. There's something about the way his head sits on his body that I'm like, for a few seconds in my mind, I thought that the toy would walk like the old Triptychon, because he has those little things on his legs. That's not happening. There's no electronics in Triptychon. He does come with a deluxe size full tilt, which he doesn't transform into a big old head, so and he eats Titan Masters, which is kind of lame. I do like his ship mode. His city mode is kind of weak, but there have been problems with Triptychon. I heard that his legs can break, according to TF Wiki, because of a spring. Also, I've seen that his Triptychon's chest door is sometimes warped. So I don't know. Usually toys with problems like Motormaster get re-released, corrected, and then they end up warming the pegs. So hopefully, if I really want Triptychon, he's not as big as Metroplex, so he can't like hug him from behind. He's not as big as Metroplex, so I'm like, I don't really care. And I'm more of an Autobot guy than a Decepticon guy. I don't know how people can like Decepticons. They're the bad guys, but people do. So that's it. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me explain something about the leaks. Leaks bad. Of course they're bad. Even though like a whole year worth of stuff has gotten leaked, the reason why this is bad is because now Hasbro doesn't have anything to make people excited at New York Comic Con or Hascon. There are still some things that we didn't get here, like Titans Return RC and Headmaster Ultra Magnus, which will be exclusives at Hascon. But everything's been spoiled. It's like come New York come Toy Fair 2018. It'll be like, hey, look, it's Grimlock, everybody's fan favorite, and people are gonna be like, I know about that. Where's the new stuff? Give me the hit. Give me the new hit. But besides that, it also lets the bad guys know what they're planning. Like third-party toys. Third-party in quotation toys, the makers are going to be like, oh boy, look at that, they're going to do that, maybe we could beat them to it, or we could repaint ours and re-release it at a cheaper price or whatever. I don't support third party. It's okay if you do, you could do your own thing, but I'm not really a fan of third-party toys. So now third-party companies are going to be checking the list of what Hasbro is going to release. But besides those two things, I think this is pretty good. I always like to know it. I'd rather know what I'm getting in advance than like be trickled down. I guess I'm kind of like that, and I'm sure people that have Netflix are like that too. You know, it's like, oh, Daredevil's up, 13 episodes, 2 days. Oh, Game of Thrones, an episode got leaked. So I'm cool with it. It looks like it's great. I don't know about the combiner guys like Dreadwing and Dreadwind and Blackwing. I'm not really excited about them. I've seen them in action in the Master Force cartoon in Spanish. So I like them, but the toys no me gusta. And to wrap this up, to really wrap this up, I'm gonna try to renovate my channel. Like, what is it? I came up with a word that was taken. Reno, innovation, renovation, limited, which is already taken. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so smart. Look, Reno, innovation, renovation. Let me Google it. Maybe nobody could have taken that. It's a sneaker company or something. So I'm gonna go with my gut. All this time, I know I have kids here. Even though I guess when you sign up with Google account, you could say I'm 42, but you're like 8. I can't avoid that. But I am 42. I mean, I'm 43. I'm really old, and I act like an old guy. A lot of times, I have to like, what is it? I go through what I'm gonna say because I know if I say something wrong, like I say oh my gosh, because deities and stuff. But I'm gonna try and follow my heart. One of the reasons I don't like Optobotomus was because when Sean Long used to do a podcast, they would get calls from kids, and Optobotomus would be like swearing back and forth, and I'm like, there's kids here. What are you doing? He's a jerk anyway. So Sean Long got in trouble with something like that. I think a kid asked him for advice, and he gave him the advice, but it was inappropriate because the kid was a kid, and he's like 25, or he was. So I'm always careful about my younger audience. I like them. I think kids should be kids. They shouldn't be like traumatized by adult stuff. I'm Aries 83, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.